Round 2 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Series is taking place on the west coast of Norway, in the small town of Randaberg, located on the exposed headland right by the North Sea.
Stop number 2 here in Norway. It's just as important as the first one. It's all about those Olympic points going into London.
I'm really excited coming into the event in Norway. It's not really just making the team, it's winning a gold medal. I mean, everything from the background on my phone, London 2012, like, it's always in the back of your head.
It's just an unreal feeling being on an Olympic team, and I want to do it again.
This is no ordinary BMX track. Its unique design serves up fast and tight racing, and they use local stone as a key part of the construction.
Track here in Randaberg took about 8 days to build, and it started out them laying down the plastic sheeting to cover up the football field, and then we had to cover that with plywood and plastic, and then we finally got to bring the dirt in. They decided that we're going to brick the corners, which is something new and something they do in the Scandinavian countries.
Chula's full speed, wide open, bigger jumps, a lot faster. And this one's, got the big hill, but it seems like everything's a little tighter and a little more tech.
This track is really small and technical, where you kind of got to slow up some jumps and really got to have a lot of skill to ride and get all the backsides.
I think it's going to be one that you really need to take it easy and not really give it 100% after that first turn.
You get the bone out down the first straight, and then it's like more finesse down the second straight, but it's not too dangerous. I mean, it's fun to ride. I enjoy it.
Men and women's practice gave the riders a chance to take stock of the new track. The event favorite is definitely UCI World Rank #1 Connor Fields of the US.
I'm in a good place right now mentally. I'm happy. Everything in my life is going really smoothly, and because of that, my riding is doing really well. I'm just going to continue to do that and work hard and race hard.
That's what a finely tuned athlete is. It's someone that can break it all down and at the end of the day just concentrate on them little steps and put the puzzle together, and at the end of the day, it just clicks.
In practice, I wasn't feeling too comfortable, no. I dropped my gearing, I was playing around with a few things.
Everybody feels the same. Everybody gets that choked feeling behind the start ramp. Everybody's in the same boat pretty much, and it's just whoever can withstand the fire the longest, it's ultimately going to do the best.
Practice went really well. I enjoyed the track. It's a little different from the last ones. It's we're fully pinned around the track, but there's parts we actually have to go slower to go faster.
Yesterday I held us together pretty good, but today I had a few sketchy laps. I don't know what the deal was, but made it around, so we'll hopefully get one lap in the time trial.
I'm looking forward to racing on this track. It's an indoor track. It's going to be a little bit tighter. You got to be smart around the track with your lines, but it'll be a nice change to race indoors.
It's the old curse of going out for just one more. Didn't get it right, come down 90 degrees and found out how those cobblestones feel.
Practice is going good. It's actually nice to be in a kind of place where you're familiar with. I lived here for 2 years in the past, so everything feels good. The track's awesome. The organizing committee really did a good job.
The indoor racing, anywhere you go, whether it be at an amateur level to the elite level, you always see the elbow action. I feel here we're going to see the same actions, I mean, the riders they're battling out for the Olympic points right now, So it's do or die for some countries.
My goal going into every day is to make as a little amount of mistakes as possible. And if you do that, you'll be successful. And I just made sure I took it one lap at a time, one step at a time.
I'm gonna try my best like always, but I wanna be at the main and of course on the box, so I will do my best for that.
I'm just enjoying myself. I love being back on my bike. It's something that I learned to love while I was away from the track, and just enjoying it, and hopefully can put in another good few laps and see what happens.
Once time trial came, it's like another Caroline comes out, I guess. I can really switch on, and I still blow myself away.
With the time trials providing crucial qualifying points, the athletes battled hard for top spot. In the women's, it was Australian Caroline Buchanan who had the fastest time at 37.76, and then in the men's, a wicked time of 32.13 was clocked by Connor Fields. With the time trials over, the qualifying motos were staged. 64 men and 32 women started their journey to the final event, but only half of the field would advance and move on to the next round.
I think the older I get, the less stress I get at the race, the more it's just, you know, dotting the I's and crossing the T's and having some faith in my abilities and letting the racing do itself.
The first one's always a case of just getting the first race done and dusted, and then sort of find your feet and get on a bit of a roll.
Like when you come out and you see your bars are in front of the guy next to you, I think it gives you that little bit extra just to push that much harder, and getting the whole shot feels great on these tracks.
I mean, it's definitely great running your own race out front. It's a lot easier than running in the pack, 4th, 5th, with all the other guys out there. Everybody has their own line and kind of hard to wiggle through everywhere.
Going into that first turn, just kind of made sure I got my elbows out there, and I got hit from both sides, but I ended up coming out good and stayed in front of the guy from Spain, and so I'm in the quarters and 2 more laps with the top 4 and I'll be in the main.
Won my first one, came out pretty good. My second one, Mike Day and I got a little tight in the first turn. He came out a little faster than me, took the second to him, which was just another good lap. And last moto, had another good pop, gave Mikey a little too much room, bumped the guy next to me, and just carnage began. And took 4th, but in the quarter, and that's all that matters.
Still kind of working the kinks out. Liam's in my moto, he's going fast, but I managed to come in second, got a good lane choice for the quarter, and you know, ready to race a tough quarter.
The last race was good. I had a good start, good first straight, and a good lap. So looking to push that forward and replicate it in the next round.
Moto was good. I feel really good today, so I hope I'm gonna keep this feeling today. So we'll see what happens.
Last one kind of was a bit of a barn burner. I just cheesed the start. We got a 6, so I went 3, 2, 6. Qualified out, so I'll be on the outside this one, but I mean, it's going to be a heater. There's a lot of bangers in this one.
Yeah, you know, I had really good gate the second round, and I went from start to finish like the first moto, but I think I hit the gate a little that round, and I got cut off, so I had to come from behind, and it was pretty sketchy, but I got a good second turn. I could pass him on the 3rd straight, so I won that moto, and I got second lane choice for the quarter, so it'll be a fight from here on out, but it'll be fun.
I just go out and ride and have fun, and I don't think about anything else. I don't think about winning or think about what bad could happen in the race. I just go out and ride my bike.
I mean, my main focus is to keep speed, you know, make sure I get good corner speed. I feel I can always pass a couple people if I exit the corners good, so I just make sure I have a clear path into the corners, and then kind of hope for some luck. I mean, it takes a lot of luck on these. I mean, the fastest guy rarely wins.
Someone will ask you, that was awesome what you did in that turn, and you don't even know what you did because you were just so focused on every little step and it all just pieced together.
I really like when I go up to the gate, I like being really amped and ready to go and, you know, with my hands like shaking. So I'm just focusing on, you know, just my process and not really thinking too much about just treating it like every other race.
Some say Kaylin Young is a rider with a checkered past. The last few years have definitely been a roller coaster both on and off the track for the 28-year-old Australian. But now he's fighting for a place on Australia's Olympic squad and a chance for the checkered flag.
I don't want it to be in vain, you know, like I've spent my whole lifetime riding my bike, and the Olympic Games is the pinnacle. That's the highest you can go in any sport, you know, and I think I want to go out and be remembered for Kaylin Young in 2012 and not the guy that self-destructed in 2007 and 8.
UCI BMX Supercross World Cup in Randaberg has reached the quarterfinal stages.
The gate is down, and it looks like it's going to be Brian Kirkham with a good start, but it's going to be Connor Fields on the inside.
Brian Kirkham in that second position, Vanderbiesen in the 3, but there's some Bubba Harris is down.
The gate goes down, and it looks like it's going to be Wheelers, Willoughby, and Day is up there, but then on the outside you have Kaylin Young. Oh no, Mark Wheelers goes down. That's something that we don't usually see.
I was going in good, and a little crash in front of me, and couldn't avoid it, man. I was top 4, qualified for that semi, but this just wasn't my day.
Yeah, I felt pretty good the first 2 rounds. I was getting out, making some moves. Had my teammates Brookie and Amanda in there. It's good for us to go 1, 2, 3. I'm feeling pretty confident. Time to open it up now for the semi. I ride a little conservative, I think, in the motos just because you got a long way to go, but we got 2 laps left, so it's time to bring it.
First moto started off pretty good, and then in the second, Elise kind of cut me off a bit out of the gate. Third one, same thing again. So didn't have the best lap in the third. I think I got 5th lane selection for the semi, but just looking forward to getting out there and just give it a good go.
We got a really good gate out to the first straight and just led from start to finish, and feeling really confident on my gate for that one, and just working on getting a good start and staying smooth around the lap. Probably a little fatigued at the moment, just wanting to get through to the final, and then anything can happen from there.
I think in the semi, really, I kind of surprised myself. My first few motos, I don't feel like I was really switched on. I was a little bit relaxed and wasn't getting the best gates. Elise was cutting me off every time, and I was pretty annoyed. So in the semi, I just got back to my own self, had a really good start, and kind of just got back into my groove. So that was kind of the turning point of the day when I really switched it back on.
Caroline Buchanan coming from lane 5. Going to the first turn, it will be Potier, Elise Post, and Caroline in that 3rd position.
I feel like I generally run on autopilot a lot. I get to the end of the race and can't remember what happened. So I think I'm really just into the race, but not think too much and not be too relaxed. So know what's going on, but still be pretty pinned and trying to run on autopilot.
As they're coming out of the turn, it looked like it's going to be Portier, Host, Rimside, and Caroline Buchanan.
Oh, that was pretty gnarly. I came out of lane 5. I knew it was going to be really tight in that first turn. Tried to come across as much as possible. Man, and hit my rear wheel and crashed, and it got pretty tight down the 2nd straight, but managed to hold in there, qualified, and ready for the main.
It's starting to get stressful just because there's so many of us U.S. women going for 2 spots on the team. I'm just going to work my hardest, and if it all falls into place, if you do everything that you can to get there, then there's no reason why you won't be there.
From the outside into the first corner first.
Yeah, I mean the first turn, especially for us girls, we got a question mark. There's a lot of stuff going on in the first turn. You're seeing a lot of moves there. I made some moves there, 8 wide down that first straight's okay until we hit there, and then things started to get a little tight on that 2nd straight.
Ariel Martin in that 2nd position, followed closely by Sarah Walker.
Ariel Martin with a 1 and 2, Sarah Walker in that 3rd place spot. There's going to be a battle for that 4th place spot, and it's going to be between McLeod and Brooke Crane. Who's going to make it? I think it's going to be McLeod, unfortunately, for the U.S. fans, and it is. She's just going to edge out.
Well, I got a good start, and just the teacher came across, so jumped in behind her and just followed her around, but managed to bang some elbows with Ariel around the first corner, and basically just wanted to hold on and make top 4 through to the final.
The Olympic year, who knows what's going to come, I mean, at the end of the year last year, we seen, Connor Fields, Mark Willers, and all those guys just rise up. And now we have some of the old timers like Mike Day. It's kind of funny calling him an old timer, but, he did very well in time trials yesterday, and this track really suits him, for being a little bit more technical.
I just think back to how good I felt checking into the Olympics and how good I felt putting on that jersey and how good I felt. I look back at pictures on it and I want to go back. I want to be in the main. I mean, once I get in the main, anything can happen.
The minute you start worrying about Marison next to you or Joris next to you, you're already a pawn in a game of chess, then you're not behind the wheel anymore. So I just try to like, just slow it all down, go on red. It all goes away as soon as that red light goes.
Young impressive in the second place spot, and then you get Sam Willoughby and Ryan Kirkham in the fourth place.
My game plan going into today was to stay in one all day, and if you do that, you know, all you gotta do is be even with those guys into the turn and you'll come out in front. I just try not to think about the other guys, but I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't a little bit nervous to race those dudes.
Out front all day long, it's been Connor Fields from the USA going into that last turn, confident as ever, and he's going to ride himself into the finals.
There you go. There is your main event, half of it. Willoughby, Fields, Young, and Kirkham.
Yeah, good, man. Struggling a little bit with the track to start off with, but starting to get a feel for it, so see how I go in the main.
Liam's riding great. You know, he's really put in some work, and you can tell. He's got a great program behind him, and same with Tori. You know, he's one of my best friends. I know how hard he works and how bad he wants it and how fierce of a competitor he is. Those are just two of the nice guys at BMX, and I'm glad to see them going well. And I definitely knew, you know, after Liam got second in the time trial and watching him in practice and stuff, that he was going to be one to reckon with, and Sam's always another guy.
I'm a professional rider because I just love what I'm doing. I love riding my bike, I love wake up every morning to train, and I just love, everything I'm doing. So traveling, everything I love. So that's why I'm doing BMX.
Plenty of guys have never made a semi, so just being in there, you still get a good bit of points. Like, it's still a good accomplishment being that final 16.
Men's semifinal 1 got going with Liam Phillips taking the hole shot.
And it looks like Tori Nyhog's up there, but Herman's on the outside. We'll see how things go through this turn right there. Herman gets shut down a little bit, but it's going to be Phillips out in the lead. Nyhog in second, and then that third place spot's going to be a battle between Oquindo and Daudet.
Liam Phillips, Tori Nyhog, and then you have the Colombian and also the Frenchman of Vincent Pelliward in that fourth place position, but not far behind him is number 80 of David Herman.
But it was game over for current Supercross champion Joris Daudet of France when he was pushed up and over the lip of the second turn, thus ending his quest to qualify on.
Everyone's getting a lot quicker. I remember, it used to be like if you could get over the first jump, you'd almost win the race, and now it's, you've got to get around the track, and you've got the person who makes the least amount of mistakes is the one who's going to win. And all the countries, I've noticed getting closer and closer to the games, it is getting a little bit more, hush hush, and everyone's sticking to themselves a little bit more.
After the grueling rounds of quarters and semi-finals, the elite women riders made their way up the 10-meter high start hill for the main event, the final. It would be French rider Laetitia Lecogi who got out of the gate quickest, but her teammate Magali Poche took over the lead in turn 1.
I had a pretty good start in the first turn. I held wide. I think I was in 7th, and felt like I came off the lip of the guys straight almost in the second straight. And there was a little bit of a ball up with everyone on the left-hand side of the second straight, and I managed to come through. And I remember I saw Elise in the second turn and just went for it. Like, I felt like I was just riding on autopilot, and got the third straight perfect. Coming into that last turn, I started having flashbacks of Holland when Magali was in front of me, and then I passed her down the last straight. So in the last turn, I think I just switched on another gear and managed to pass her down the last straight.
Obviously, I wanted to go for one, but being on the podium after everything this past year, I'm pretty happy. I really wanted to win, but in the last turn, I do my best, but Caroline was more fast than me. I'm happy to finish second.
I looked at the podium and I said to myself, I want to be on that 3 times from Chula, the time trial, and today, and I thought it was a goal way out of my reach, and it's crazy that that's happened. This makes me realize this is why I get up every day, and this is my job, and why I train all those hours.
The men's final soon loaded into the gate with some of the sport's biggest names looking to earn themselves crucial Olympic qualifying points.
It's just a funny game that we play, man. A couple of weeks ago, Chula, world champion, goes out quarterfinals. Nick goes out quarterfinals. It's just, the sport is so finicky like that. I mean, just to make the main itself, is a big deal, you know. Everyone thinks about the accolades afterwards, but no one thinks about that 10-minute pressure cooker beforehand that grabs you by the throat, you know. That's where it's hot, and that's where the best, they thrive on that, you know. And I see that in Connor, see that in Sam.
You've been in a main event up there on that 8-meter hill and looking down and seeing all them people and knowing what's on the line and what's at stake. If adrenaline doesn't take over that little bit of tiredness or that bit of fatigue, then you're probably not doing it for the right reasons, or you don't have a passion for the sport.
You know, I had a really good off-season of training, and I felt really confident coming into the season, and getting a good result in Chula Vista just kind of carried the momentum here to Norway. And you know, it was a bit cold, and I got a bit tired through the day. I was barely hanging on, as you could tell in the final, but just gritted my teeth and pulled it out.
Connor Fields got the quick snap and jumped out into an early lead with Kalen Young right behind.
But on that inside, it's going to be Connor Fields. He tags that jump a little bit. Unfortunately, Kalen Young goes down.
I really had to concentrate on getting a good start, having Liam and Sam right there, and you know, I had the best start I've had all day and got out front, and right around coming out of the second turn here, I started feeling the legs turn into lead, and I was just thinking, hold on, Connor, hold on. I don't think I cased the triple, maybe in the video I did, but I just rode a lap, and it all goes by in a blur.
Liam Phillips, incredible in that second place spot. Sam Willoughby's hunting him down, coming down that straightaway. Sam Willoughby's got a full head of steam. How will this work out? Can another Aussie get by? It looks like it's going to be Connor Fields for the win. It's going to be it's going to be Sam Willoughby. We have a photo finish.
As soon as we crossed, we both looked up at the big board, and his name came up first. So he threw an arm pump thinking that he won, and I was like, you know, okay, I'll take a second. You know, I did my best.
It's going to be Connor Fields with the win. Connor Fields with the win of the Supercross.
Fields won it by a mere fraction, 0.02 of a second, to capture his second Supercross final in a row.
And then when they announced that I won, you know, raw emotion came over me, and I just screamed.
That was so close. There's not much you can do about it. I didn't get a great start, but I fought. And Connor's on a roll, so he's owned me twice now, so we'll get him in Holland.
It feels good, but you can't let yourself. You know, I'm trying not to let myself think about that. You know, until I've achieved it, then I will, you know, be okay to sit back and smile and say, okay, you know, I did that, and it was really good. You got to keep the same attitude that you've had since you began the quest for the goal, and not get ahead of yourself.